All right, well, hello everyone. My name is Swamp, and it is Tomfoolery Tuesday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Daniel said in the chat, which is a fair thing to point out. Man, 2 of these streams in a row. As I said at the end of last night's stream, my surgery that I was supposed to have scheduled tomorrow ended up getting... I'm not getting it. It's getting moved and blah, blah. And so it's kind of reinvigorated me to say, you know what? I've been waiting. I've been taking it slow, waiting to get this surgery before I really jump back into doing streams and videos again. But then when I heard that actually, you're not getting the surgery on Wednesday, I was like, well, son of a bitch. Screw it. Let's just jump into it. So tomorrow I'm going to have my last doctor's appointment and allegedly find out when I'm supposed to have my surgery. So that'll be, that'll be great. Finally get this problem resolved that I've been living with for a while, and it has kept me from working as much on the farm, kept me from doing as many streams, kept me from doing a lot of things I want to do. But since I found out I'm not actually getting it tomorrow, it just made me go, you know what? Screw it. Fight through the pain. I started working out again today too, because I haven't been working out. I put on like 5 or 6 pounds over the last few weeks just from doing nothing, just sitting. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start working out again. I'll avoid the, exercises that could, that I obviously shouldn't do for this issue that I have, but I'm doing it, man. I can't wait anymore. It's been a solid month at least of just waiting around, to get this dealt with. And then I thought it was going to be done tomorrow, and here we are. Nope, not going to be done tomorrow. Not going to be done tomorrow. I'm glad that we've got so many people in the chat that are enjoying the Hank Hill and the Boys from Rainy Street channel. Dude, that's a lot of fun to do. And people seem to enjoy it, It takes that little bit extra. A lot of people do the AI thing. They do the AI vocals, but they don't take the time to actually edit it and create something that's decent. They just use whatever the algorithm puts out. I'm going to make a little short video explaining how I do it. So if anyone wants to do it, or if you're just curious about how I do it, because to toot my own horn, there's been a lot of people who comment on it being like, this is the best a vocal AI channel I've seen. And there's a reason for that. A lot of people just put the song into the algorithm and just go, and that's it. With just a little bit more work, it makes all the difference. And the AI stuff just gets better all the time. If you look at the first few songs that I did on that channel versus the last 3, night and day. This AI stuff's getting better all the time. Anyway, Tomfoolery Tuesday. If you have not, make sure that you have liked the stream. Super chats. We'll activate the super chat jukebox. We'll keep the channel going. And of course, Christmas merch has dropped. Get your Swamp Christmas merch now. I guess we need to jump right in, right? Isn't that what they say? Isn't that what the YouTubers say? Let's jump right into it. Pink to give away 2,000 banned books at Florida concerts. Now, right off the top, could you give away books that were banned? Could you make, as a celebrity who could potentially have thousands and thousands of people looking at you, and you make a public statement saying you're going to give away banned books at a place where books are supposedly banned, could you do that? I'm thinking no. If these books were actually banned, but of course, they are not. The musician teamed up with PEN, Penn America and Florida Bookstore, Books and Books. Okay, I guess there's a store called Books and Books. To combat book bans, especially those targeting authors who write about race and sexual identity, according to a new release. So, of course, again, if we're just being skeptical, could there be multiple bookstores involved in having an event specifically for banned books if the books were truly banned? I don't think so. It's almost like they're full of shit all the time. You guys remember that movie, Shanghai Nights? Jackie Chan, Owen Wilson. His eyes are brown and just full of shit all the time. They're just full of shit all the time. Good movie. Good movie. Continuing on. Pop musician Pink announced her plan to give away 2,000 banned... It's weird that that's a specific number, 2,000. Give away 2,000 banned books at her upcoming Florida concert. The musician teamed up with Penn... Oh, we just read that. Quote, Florida overtook Texas during the last school year with more books banned in public school classrooms and libraries than any other state in the union. End quote. Per newly released data according to PEN America. Book bans documented by the organization show that books about race, racism, and LGBTQ identities are disproportionately affected. Now, if we were going to... There's already several levels of tomfoolery here. First of all, the books, not banned. If they were banned, you wouldn't be able to give them away for free at a concert. Second of all, the classic tomfoolery phrase, disproportionately affected. We've accepted this term for a long time. Disproportionate. Oh, blacks are disproportionately affected by this. Oh, LGBT disproportionately affected by this. Disproportionate implies a few things, right? So there is a proportionate thing, right? Disproportionate would imply that there is a proportionate version of this. Like there is an acceptable number. Of course, they'd say there isn't an acceptable number. Second of all, if you are committing a disproportionate number of crimes, wouldn't you be disproportionately... Oh, no, wait. Those are crime statistics. No, disproportionate. What does that mean? If you are committing... I keep going back to the 13% and 50% argument, but it is the same argument. Disproportionately affected are books by Black and LGBTQ authors. Well, are they doing the most of this egregious behavior? Then it's not disproportionate, is it? If they're actually doing this, which is exposing children to things they shouldn't be exposed to, it's not disproportional, is it? It's actually entirely proportional to what you're doing. If you are the ones, if your team is the majority of this particular terrible behavior and you're being affected by it, that's not disproportional. So we're already at several layers of tomfoolery here. In a statement, Pink said she is unwilling to stand by and watch while books are banned by schools. Now, we finally get to the actual truth, which is, okay, so there's certain books that aren't allowed in schools. That's always been the case. Is that what they said in the headline? Is it? Because I'm pretty sure what they said in the headline was Pink to give away 2,000 banned books. Does that not imply something else other than schools not allowing certain books to be in their public libraries? Isn't that a little different? It seems important. It seems like relevant information. Almost like they're always misleading and lying. Or as Jackie Chan would say, his eyes are brown and full of shit all the time. Just full of shit all the time. What are we talking about? Pink and book. What is it? It's especially hateful to see authorities take aim at books about race and racism and against LGBTQ authors and those of color. We have made so many strides toward equality in this country, and no one should want to see this progress reversed. This is why I'm supporting PEN America and its work, and why I agree with them. No more banned books. Now, far be it from me to judge a book by its cover. We'll continue with the book theme. You guys tell me, and let's be honest here. Is this a person you should listen to about anything? I mean, just looking at this person. Should you care about what this person has to say about literally anything ever? I don't think so. I mean, what is going on here? Leather jacket and then the onesie. While we're talking about books, I'm going to reiterate one of my favorite things. Bring back judging a book by its cover. If this person comes to you and tells you you are doing something wrong, you can assume that they're full of it. You can assume that the tomfoolery is off the charts. So apparently even Pink knows that these books aren't actually banned, but they're just not allowed in schools, which then begs the question what's in the books, which is a road that they don't want to go down. So, on the scale of tomfoolery, which, by the way, this is the first Tomfoolery Tuesday where we're rolling out the tomfoolery scale, the official scale of tomfoolery that, are you ready? Watch. It goes up. Ready? 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, and then a max of 5. It's pretty nifty, I think. So, on a scale of 0 to 5 of the tomfoolery metric, Pink wearing a onesie and a leather jacket covered in studs, which, by the way, is appropriating my culture because I was a punk kid and I used to make a bunch of nonsensically studded attire. But that's tomfoolery for a different day. On the scale of tomfoolery, Pink demanding or claiming that we have too many, or we're banning too many books. Well, I've said this before. Anytime a woman is involved, you have a baseline of a tomfoolery of 1. So we got 1. I would say this story in and of itself is about a 2.5. So you take the 2.5 and you factor in the fact that there's a woman involved. Gotta say it actually results in a 3.5 on the tomfoolery scale. Somebody let Pink know that this has resulted in a 3.5 on the tomfoolery scale. Well, you know, it is what it is. All right, clear the scale. On to the next tomfoolery candidate. I'm just going to play this clip before I even say word one about it. Here we go. So here, I forgot I had the desktop sound turned off. Okay, here we go. Apparently there's no sound in this. Thought there was sound in this. Okay. But this says, wearing a cute gym set is all fun and games until you look like a complete whore at the grocery store after. Now, here's my question. If you're embarrassed at the grocery store and say you look like a whore, why were you not embarrassed and felt you look like a whore at the gym? Could this be finally our evidence that, oh, wait a minute, Instagram thoughts know what they're doing when they pretend like they're, oh my gosh, this guy's staring at me. Really? So you're telling me you're I can't believe this guy's staring at me. And then you go to the grocery store and you say you feel like, quote, a complete whore. Why did you not feel like this at the gym? I mean, this is a short clip, a short tomfoolery segment. But this ranks pretty high on the tomfoolery scale. Really? Do I need to play it again just for dramatic effect, or do you understand where I'm? Understand what I'm saying with that? I mean, it's a short clip, and we're not going to make a whole huge thing out of this. I mean, it's only a few seconds long, but maybe, if you feel like it's inappropriate, it is. And this whole lying about how these are my gym clothes. This is what I have to wear to the gym. Really? So you don't feel like a whore at the gym. How many times can you say that word on YouTube before they take it down? But no, seriously, I mean, she even says it in the freaking stupid in the caption. You know, she says it like it's well, this was totally reasonable when I was at the gym. Wearing a cute gym set is all fun and game. This was completely acceptable and reasonable when I was at the gym. Was it? Was it reasonable? So, tomfoolery. Sorry, I hit the wrong thing. So, on the tomfoolery scale, we know for a fact it's a woman, so we have a base level of 1. Obviously, already by the nature of women, there's a 1 on tomfoolery. The fact that this woman could actually just be, trolling, she knows that she's a whore, and it's a joke. I don't know if that makes it higher or lower on the tomfoolery scale. I mean, does that make it better or worse that she's aware of what she's doing and this is a joke? Or is it worse that she actually thinks that it's okay at the gym, but at the grocery store it's weird? I don't know. Does it make it better or worse? I'm not sure. We got to think at least because she's wearing this kind of thing at the gym in and of itself. That's another solid point on the tomfoolery scale. So we got to get up to a 2 on the tomfoolery scale. 1, just because she's a woman. 2, because she wears this at the gym at all, which is ridiculous. Now, this video in and of itself, is she serious? Like she really thinks it's okay, or is this a joke? Either way, I think it's about a half a point. So we're gonna say 2.5. No. Like, screw it. It's a 3. It's a 3 on the tomfoolery scale. I'm tempted to mark more on the tomfoolery scale, but it starts to cheapen the scale at a certain point when you just keep. Not everything tomfoolery can be a 5 out of 5, you know? And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, no, it's a 2.5. 2.5. It can't be you can't cheapen the scale. You can't cheapen the scale. Because yesterday on stream, we saw an insane lady that said she was turning on children, and that meant that they were celebrating Pride. And if that's not a 5 out of 5 on the tomfoolery scale, I don't know what is. And this isn't quite near that, so 2.5. I think it's a 2.5. All right, clear the scale. We're starting over. On to the next tomfoolery. And of course, it has to do with my favorite thing in the world, which is race. Put it on the screen here. California middle schooler banned from sports over blackface, but group says he was just wearing eye paint. So there's the picture. Is that blackface? And the real tomfoolery here is, honestly, wear blackface if you want. Stop freaking out, you absolute pansies. But that's not pertinent to the story. California middle schooler banned from sports over blackface. A California middle schooler was suspended for allegedly wearing blackface to a local football game, but a national civil rights group claims, wow, really? It's a national civil rights group, huh? Claims the boy was just wearing eye paint. The 8th grader only identified as JA for privacy reasons. Well, then why even put it in the article? Why even? You could have just said the 8th grader was photographed attending a high school. You didn't have to include that other part. The 8th grader was photographed attending a high school football game. Oh, you know why they did that? It's because they want him to be identified. It's a classic journalist tactic. Was photographed attending a high school football game, La Jolla High School and Morse High School, with dark face paint covering his cheeks and chin on October 13th, according to the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression. We had a fun, great night without any trouble, the boy's father told Cal Coast News. And I hate that name. Claiming that a black security guard even encouraged his son to put on more face paint. Now, that actually might be my least favorite part of this article. The dad's pointing out that, well, there was even a black guy who said he should put more paint on. It's the equivalent of how the left hates, they use the trope of, well, I have a black friend, because that actually is a reasonable defense. When you say, you're a racist. And you go, no, I'm not. My friend's black. And they go, that's proof that you're racist. Why even say it, guy? I guess because it's in California, the dad doesn't get it. And he's like, but the black cop or the black security guard told him that it was okay. And black people are saints. They're saints, I tell you. I would have had more respect for everybody involved if when they were told, hey, you're wearing blackface, if they had just said, yes. Yes, I am. when he clearly wasn't. Anyway, I'm sure there's more to the story. In response, Fire sent a letter to the principal claiming he was violating the boy's First Amendment right. I can't believe there's an organization that stood up for this kid. Honestly, that's fantastic. As the First Amendment protects his, I don't know why they decided to give his initials, his non-disruptive expression of team spirit via this is a total side note. I can't read mainstream journalism because they talk like this. This is what they write. Fire, this free speech rights, whatever. They said, as the First Amendment protects his non-disruptive expression of team spirit. That sentence alone is worthy of a 5 out of 5 on the tomfoolery scale. Non-disruptive expression of team spirit. I can't... It really irritates me what the wokies have done, the lefties have done to the English language. This sentence should just get everyone should get their ass kicked who was involved in this sentence. Non-disruptive expression of team spirit. But I guess that's just me. I'm over here by myself on an island. Via a style commonly used by athletes and fans, notwithstanding your inaccurate description of it as blackface, Fire calls on the school to remove the infraction from his disciplinary record. Yeah, because they don't want him to be in trouble for blackface. And surely somewhere in here, the people who called it blackface, they got to have a quote from them, right? So they keep saying this is different from blackface. He argued that blah, blah, blah. What did the school say that decided to suspend him? I want to hear that. Oh. I feel like this kind of isn't a news story. They don't give me both sides. Either they're giving me the side that I agree with, which is that it's not blackface, but I'd love to hear why they thought it was blackface. Supreme Court held the First Amendment protected schools right to wear black, blah, blah. The court made clear. Oh, well. You know? I guess I'm not satisfied even when an article agrees with me. Is it too much to ask to just get the full picture? I don't need the bias from both sides. Just give me the full picture. Anyway, the fact still stands. Allegedly, I wouldn't know from this article because they wouldn't tell me what the school said. But apparently a California middle schooler was banned from sports over blackface. Given that I feel like we don't have enough information here to really rank it on the tomfoolery scale, we'll give it a... Assuming that the assertion is true, California middle schooler banned from sports over blackface when he clearly wasn't doing black. I'll give it a 1. It's a 1 on the tomfoolery scale. Take it or leave it. I think it's as far as we can go. I was really hoping that in this article they would actually quote what the school said. But apparently they didn't. That's poor journalism. Oh, I forgot to clear the scale. Hang on. Clear the scales. TikToker goes on unhinged racist rant, says whiteness is one of the most dangerous cults. This has been a new one. So we've always known, right, that these crazy people, for a long time, they've been saying, white people are evil. White people are evil. But the new thing that they've been saying is that white people don't even exist. That whiteness, as they call it, whiteness, instead of just saying white, someone who is white or Caucasian, doesn't even exist. And it was something that was created out of wanting to make white supremacy, I guess, is the argument. Is that if you are sitting here listening to this and you're a white person, you never actually were white until you decided you were white and created white supremacy in doing so. These people teach at colleges, by the way, who say this kind of crazy shit. They teach at colleges. All right, before we play the clip, make sure you've liked the stream. If you can, super chats are greatly appreciated. And of course, activate the super chat jukebox. And the Discord link should be working. It should be the right Discord link. So if you want to join Discord and I don't know, make friends and share memes and have drinks. I don't know, whatever it is. All right. Oh, and of course the merch. Of course the merch. Here we go. Black woman explains that whiteness is a dangerous cult. And I'm sorry. We're going to have to do this before I play the clip. A black person claiming that a white person is dangerous already puts you up at a 1 on the tomfoolery scale. I don't even need to hear what you're about to say. If you're a black person, you're going to claim that being around a white person is dangerous to you. That's already a 1 on the tomfoolery scale. So we're going to have to remember that going in. We're already at a... Oh, shit. And actually, it's a black woman. So we got a 1 because it's a woman. Then another 1 just because, like I said, a black person claiming being around a white person is dangerous. So we're already at a baseline 2, and we haven't even heard this person talk yet. So just keep that in mind. We're already at a baseline 2. Let's see how well she does. I don't know, to maybe fix. I don't think the tomfoolery rating's going to go down. Let me just put it that way. Here we go. Black Queen, take it away.
Racists are upset that I said that whiteness is a cult. But it actually wasn't me who said this. It was actually this random guy I came across on Twitter. But that's not the point. Whiteness is a cult that is fed into by white supremacy. Your intimidation tactics doesn't change historical facts. The cult of whiteness has been spread globally. And what it has to do to maintain itself is recruit new marginalized groups. Recruiting people from marginalized groups keeps the cult fat and happy because it can then pit those individuals.
All right. So we're already at a 2 on the tomfoolery scale. I just want to say, before we continue on this clip, we've added at least half a point because she just did the meme. It's been a long-standing meme showing the worst thing about white supremacy is how accepting they are. They don't care what race you are as long as you hate. This woman just claimed that the white supremacists bring in minorities to join their cause. Well, then how can they be white supremacists? That makes no sense. Why? Who? What white supremacist out there is like, you know what? Son of a bitch. I was wrong about the Spics. Bring them in. They're great. The wetbacks, love them. They're basic. They're the same as me. I'm linking arm in arms with this beaner right now. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? All right, so we're up to a 2.5. And we haven't we haven't finished the clip yet. We're up to a 2.5. All right, here we go.
Against other marginalized groups. It promises these marginalized people with safety and security by giving them proximity to whiteness. And a lot of marginalized people buy into this.
All right, before I even respond to that part, I'm just going to roll it back and let's play that again because I think this is actually this is an interesting psychological thing here. All right, ready? Let's play it one more time.
Pit those individuals against other marginalized groups. It promises these marginalized people with safety and security by giving them proximity to whiteness. And a lot.
Now, what we just saw here is this absolutely psychotic woman. Did you hear what she said? They're promising safety by proximity to whiteness. So being around white people. I think that she's accidentally shown that she knows in the United States, if you're in the white communities, you're going to be safer. Now, she thinks there's some weird, strange thing about why this is. That there's a cult of whiteness that has made this happen. I think even a blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while, right? I think that what she means by this is actually true. Not the white supremacy part and all that crazy shit, but the idea that if you're willing to put aside your whole psychotic racial dichotomy and just hang out with white people, you're probably gonna be safer. The statistics show it. Everywhere shows it. Everywhere proves it. If you're willing to just get rid of your attachment to this idea of, all the white people, they're the white supremacists, and I love my race more than anything in the world, and we're great, or you could just hang out with the people who are not crazy. And a lot of them happen to be white. We can discuss why that is, or but you know what I mean? She's a safety by proximity to whiteness. Really? Remember that guy during the Black Lives Matter peaceful protests, the mostly peaceful protests, who tweeted saying, the NBA guy who was saying, yeah, get him, you guys. Woo, yeah, take him down, burn it all down. And then when they came close to his home, he was like, get these animals away from me. I mean, that's what he tweeted. He called them animals and was like, they shouldn't be here. And he lived in a mostly white community. The fact that it was white is irrelevant. He lived in a safe area. And then when they came, you see the point I'm making here? I can't make the point about white people, but she's making it for me. She's saying it. And so is that black NBA guy, which I know is redundant, but the NBA guy who said, yeah, Black Lives Matter. And then they came to his area and he said, get the F out of here, you animals. Let's see if we can finish this.
A lot of marginalized people buy into this. Are you starting to feel that knot in your chest? Yeah, that's fact hurting your feelings. But that doesn't make it any less of a fact. Whiteness is one of the most dangerous cults because it is backed by a system that offers them safety and security, and it protects them from consequence. I hope liberals of TikTok.
Oh, by the way, the cult of whiteness that offers white people safety and security, it's called not committing violent crimes. Write that down. I mean, this is deep. This is we're getting into the nitty gritty here. This is you really got to investigate. But it's called not committing violent crimes. I know, it's remarkable. It's remarkable.
Post this one. For those of you who want to leave the cult, here's a tip. Reclaim your identity outside of whiteness. Figure out who you are outside of your white identity. Leave people and places that encourage you to prioritize your white identity over the identity of others. And last but not least, read books. Whiteness as a cult wants to keep you as ignorant as possible. You have to fight against it. Take the initiative and read books about Black history. I hope that helps.
If I was going to take this woman even slightly seriously, and this is not a joke what I'm about to say, genuinely, if I was to take this woman even slightly seriously, she would have to not be speaking in English. And I'm assuming the books that she's referring to are also written in English. So she's not as black and proud as she seems to be. She hasn't decolonized her own speech. But she wants us to feel guilty about being in the cult of whiteness. And yeah, let's isn't it remarkable that every single freeze frame that I took of this woman, this is how she looked? Her eyes were like this on every single one. Okay. Gotta say. All right, so we had already level 1. It's a woman. Level 1. Got it. But it was. Didn't we get up to? We got up to 2 point. Or where were we at? Where were we at? Got a level 2. Let's. I gotta say, with all this crazy shit, it's gotta be up to I'm saying a 3.5. I think that's a fair 3.5. No, 5 or not 5. 4. It's 4. We're up to a 4. That is up to level 4. I think that's it. I didn't do this intentionally, but so far we've been increasing in levels of tomfoolery up to this point. So our African queen who explained the white cult, level 4. Yeah, we're progressing. They love progressing. They love progressive. They love it. It's the best thing ever. They should be happy about it. All right, wipe the slate clean. Moving on. I'm sorry. I forgot that I had put this on the list earlier. Oh shit. I haven't even watched this clip yet. I just read the description of it and man, I am hyped to watch this with you guys. Stay with me here, okay? Here we go. Washington, D.C. is trying to eliminate a test for social workers because many people of color are failing it. 76.2% of white test takers passed, and only 33% of black test takers passed. This has led the complainants to believe that the exam is de-diversifying the field. So, in Washington, D.C., they established a test for their social workers saying, hey, there's a bare minimum we would like you to be able to know. Your knowledge needs to be at a certain level. Or we're not going to hire you. Most of the people who pass it are white. This may remind you of the other clip that I played on like 2 weeks ago or something like that, 2 or 3 weeks ago, of schools doing the same thing. They were getting rid of standardized tests and passing grade, and you didn't have to know math or anything. 1 + 1 = 6. Good for you, Tyrone. That's great. You pass. That's what they were doing. Literally, that's what they were doing. So it's continuing now, and before I even play the clip, we have to ask ourselves, genuinely, because I get accused of being racist online all the time. Are we saying here? Okay, so let's look at the arguments. They don't want standardized tests because black people are not passing the tests. I say black people are not passing the tests because of cultural incentives that have put them in a position where they're unwilling to learn. You see the difference here? So they're saying black people are stupid. I'm saying black people have been conditioned to be stupid. You see the difference? A black man can be smart, but he has to do the work just like any white man has to do it. But what they're saying is, oh, wait, we've been telling black people that math is racist and now they fail math tests? It must be the tests. Black people can't pass them. I mean, that's never going to happen. Black people can't pass tests. That's ridiculous. Get rid of the tests. But I'm the racist. I just want it to be on record. Everybody write this down. Post it on Twitter. Send it to your grandma, whoever. Swamp Johnson says, I believe black people can do math. That puts me way ahead of all the progressives. So I just want that to be known. Here we go. Testing to become a social worker is racist.
Ever done?
She passed, but the I-Team found there's growing concern that too few people who look like her are passing too.
What the exam is doing is de-diversifying the profession.
Catholic University
Wow. I said, I haven't even watched this clip. I just listened, or I read about it. Of course, this is the guy. This is the guy. It's de-diversifying. This is the guy.
Exam is doing is de-diversifying the profession.
Catholic University professor Michael Massey says for years he's seen too many students of color succeed in class but fail the multiple choice licensure exam, which he says fails to capture cultural nuances.
And so we have...
I'm really gonna need some evidence here. Or not some... I need to be shown what this... Did you hear what they said? Time and time again, the colored people are doing great in class, but not passing the tests. Really? And now, are they doing great in class for like actual classes, or are they doing great in class for the again, like 3 weeks ago at the Friday stream where I showed? They said, this is advanced Black history, AP Black history, and they were using cardboard and Play-Doh? Were they doing great in those classes? Because again, that seems a little racist. Hey, we got the black kids here. Just give them some Play-Doh and cardboard and just let them go. And oh, that's great. You're doing great, honey. What a good job. Oh, what can you expect from a Negro? Wow, you're doing great. Just fantastic.
Great social workers of color who came to social work schools to serve their communities, and they're not being allowed to do it despite rigorous preparation at school.
Massey's among those who have pushed the Association of Social Work Boards, which for decades has administered the exam, to release pass rate data, and the results were stark. Between 2018 and 2021, 76% of white test takers passed the bachelor's level exam the first time, but only 60% of Asian test takers did, followed by 53% of Hispanic applicants, and only 33% of black test takers passed that first time.
Now, hang on, let's roll this back for a second. I am, not for the reason they want me to be, but I am actually now a little skeptical of these tests. If you're telling me, for the first time ever, white people outperformed Asians, maybe there is something funky going on with these tests. I was reluctant to believe it before. But if you expect me to believe that 76% of white applicants passed, but then only 59.6% of Asians passed, I have never heard of such a statistic ever. I'm pretty sure this is the greatest aberration. This is the greatest statistical anomaly in the history of the United States. Damn, maybe I'm the one full of tomfoolery here. Maybe I'm the one who's just full of it. Maybe this test is absolutely, totally racist. Or not. Or not.
60% of Asian test takers did, followed by 53% of Hispanic applicants, and only 33% of black test takers passed that first time.
It's easy to say, like, you could possibly blame the test takers, but I think
Don't you love that? It's easy to say that you could possibly blame the person who took the test. That's ridiculous. Why would you blame the person who took the test? It's easy to blame the person who took the test. Or it's correct. I mean, easy or whatever you want to call it.
it's easy to say, like, you could possibly blame the test takers, but I think accountability has to be taken of how the exam is structured.
Now Councilman Robert White is behind a bill that would eliminate the exam for entry and master's level licensure applicants.
Oh, well, apparently it ends there. First of all, I don't like the way our public school system has been set up. I don't like standardized testing. I don't like really any of this. But the reason that I don't like it is because it's become too progressive leftist. The nonsensical ways that they do things, like this, which is saying, oh shit, asking people to pass a test means that black people can't do it. So let's change the test. People act like this is something that's been happening recently. This goes back like 15 years, 20 years. All the woke lefty progressives wanting to change all the testing. This is why our public school system is garbage. This might be a new thing that we're seeing with the Washington, D.C. social workers. But this is an old playbook, man. They've been doing this for a long, long time. So let's say, on the scale of tomfoolery, lowering test scores to get more colored people involved. 2.5. Nah, it's that's too high. Or let's do honestly, let's just do 1. I mean, it is stupid. But we've seen things that are a lot more stupid than this. So, the High Court of Tomfoolery declares Washington, D.C. trying to eliminate tests for social workers because people of color cannot pass them, a 1. Because, did you even hear the levels of tomfoolery in that sentence alone? Washington, D.C., bam, huge tomfoolery. Limiting tests for social workers, bam, another level of tomfoolery. People of color, another level. There's a lot of levels of tomfoolery. It's DC. You can't. It's a 1. It's a 1. Oh, and I forgot to. We got to clear the slate. All right, moving on. The thing that I've been most looking forward to on this Tomfoolery Tuesday Former St. Clair High School teacher who resigned after her OnlyFans was discovered speaks out. This is a I gotta tell you, before we even watch or listen to any of this, the tomfoolery is 5 out of 5. I need to know very little about this to know that the tomfoolery is 5 out of 5. A high school teacher starts an OnlyFans account and then is upset that she gets fired. That's a 5 out of... whatever the story is, that's a 5 out of 5. What? Oh no, I decided to make porn and people didn't like it. Wow, I am shocked. Absolutely shocked. But you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. I present to the court of tomfoolery the St. Clair High School teacher who had an OnlyFans account. Let's see what we got.
In the metro speaks only to locally to 4 about.
That didn't. That wasn't the beginning, was it? This is from the news channel's YouTube. Is that really how it starts?
Continues to spread
it is. Okay.
online.
All right.
And
Yeah.
tonight, a former teacher in the metro speaks only to locally to 4 about being outed for bearing it all.
When that Franklin County woman's OnlyFans page was found, she was pulled from the classroom.
Then Brianna Coppage voluntarily resigned, and tonight only our Shoshana Stahl has the first interview with the teacher turned entrepreneurial porn star.
It's just like those connections that I'm going to miss.
Brianna Coppage started teaching 5 years ago.
Being there for students, like celebrating milestones with them.
For the last 2 years and until resigning earlier this month, she was at St. Clair High School as an English teacher. And one reason for her departure, to make...
All right, yeah, and this needs to be addressed. Just because Jimster brought it up, I wasn't going to bring it up. Or was I? This... okay, stay with me here. Let's roll it back. This. Now, this is not normal and it's new. And again, stay with me here, okay? This is a lot of makeup and to do to try to look like you're not trying to do that. And the hair with the glasses and this is new, okay? As much this woman would try to convince you that this photo, oh, I'm natural in this photo. Look at me. Yet for some reason, for some strange reason, you could go online and find hundreds of thousands of white women who have this same look. And I'm not saying like, oh, similar noses, similar brow line. No, I'm saying this specific look. That's not all white people look the same. This particular thing, this is not real. You need to snap yourself out of your coma if you think this is like, oh no, she's just like a normal sweet girl. Are you insane? This is fake as hell. Okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go back and find pictures from 60s. Go back to 70s, 60s, 50s, and look at pictures of it. This? No. This is something that was created because of the internet, and it needs to stop. And the fact that a lot of people can't see through this, it's like the reason that, or it's like the people who can't see the difference between like an AI image that looks, an AI generated image that looks really good versus a real image Like, oh, these kind of look the same. And you're like, really? You think this looks the same? You need to get your head out of your ass, guys. Everybody needs to get your head out of your ass. No, this is fake. Fake. You are a faker daker. Stop it. Because I guarantee you, a bunch of people would see this picture and go, wow, really? Her? She's doing OnlyFans? Bruh. My brother in Christ, I would have told you that. I would have guessed that looking at this picture. What? No, she looks so normal and just like a nice girl. Are you insane? Your brain has been fried by the internet. You need to get your head out of your ass. Okay? Stop it. This is a genuine warning, you guys. If you're looking at this and you don't get it, you need to really take a step back and go, why don't I get this? Because I'm telling you, it's true. Anyway, let's continue.
This month, she was at St. Clair High School as an English teacher, and one reason for her departure, to make more money. She started an OnlyFans page, a site that's growing popular across many generations. On OnlyFans, some offer premium content to build connections with subscribers, such as inspirational speeches, photos, and even adult content. Coppage among those posting.
Do I even need to say it? And even adult content. Really? She's offering all kinds of things, and OnlyFans has all of these things. But there is also sometimes adult content. Oh, yeah, no, right. Wow. There's so many great things. Did you guys... did you know that woman that was in Hustler, she's actually really good at golf too, and it's wow, that's great. No, it's like this side thing that she does porn. Actually, she's great at interior design, you guys. Did you know OnlyFans offers inspirational speeches, help, therapy, all kinds of things, and sometimes pornography? Oh, no. Wow. It's on the side. Just sometimes. Are we really supposed to believe that? Oh, no. OnlyFans. It's not known for that. There's other things, brother. They're doing all kinds of things over there. I gotta hear that again. That's genuinely hilarious. They do all these things and they list porn, adult content last. Oh no! What? Sometimes
Connections with subscribers, such as inspirational speeches, and even adult content.
Wow!
Those posting explicit content.
No
Missouri
way!
is one of the lowest states in the nation for teacher pay.
Okay, see this again, guys. Wake up! This is fake. This is BS. This is. You got to be able to learn to discern what is a real, actual, genuine, like, nice woman who does like a little bit of makeup and is, oh, she's a nice person, versus this. Okay, this is the. No. You gotta get your head out of your ass. This is fake. Everything about this is fake. It's alarming to me how many people don't get this. And as a single man in his 30s, I've ventured into some of the Match.com and mating. Well, I guess that's the ultimate goal, right? Dating websites. not the mating ones, the dating ones. And there's a lot of these types out there where they, oh, look at me. And then in their in the description of their profile, it's like, I have 4 kids with 3 different dads, and I sometimes am a liberated woman who uses OnlyFans. Bye. I'm not here to be the dad to your 4 mixed race kids. That's just not what I'm not here for that. The sooner you can recognize it, the better. This is fake. This is fake.
And for teacher pay.
This is the same as when you should feel the same way about this as when you see a trans woman. You know, when you see a trans woman who everyone goes, well, she looks great. And you go, no, she doesn't. That's this. This is the equivalent of that.
And then the district I was working for is also one of the lowest paying districts in the state.
Coppage says her yearly teaching salary was $42,000. When she started OnlyFans, she avoided showing her face because of her job as a teacher.
And a lot of people asking, why didn't you just get like a part-time job somewhere? But teachers also take all of their work home. Like, we don't get to stop working when we leave the school day. We don't get to grade all 130 students' papers during the day. It's just not possible when you're teaching.
Fired. Immediately fired. I can't stand this. I talked about this on the stream last night. We hardly get paid anything. And, you know, we're the heroes. We work. Do you know that we take our work home with us? No one cares. You still work less than everybody else. But, you know, I don't just do it when I'm at school. I bring it up. Really, lady? Okay, let's compare the time that you spend working, the time that I spent working with a production company. Let's see what the difference is here. Riggers for concerts and stuff. No, that's an R, ladies and gentlemen. Riggers for concerts and live events and all that. Would you like to compare hours? Because not only do we work way more than you, the work is way more difficult. If you're going to complain to me, you know, I have to actually sometimes go home and with my glass of wine, I have to sit on my computer and grade tests for like 2 hours at home. And then I get to just do whatever I want after that. Oh, wow. Son of a bitch. Why don't you make 6 figures? That's crazy. And you only do it for part of the year? Wow. Son of a bitch. You know what? Screw 6 figures. 1.2 million. Just get out of here. What are you talking about? And I guarantee you, like the stream last night, if you go to her classroom, it looks like her first college apartment. Like I kept saying on the stream last night. It's got LED twinkly string lights and all these books and plants and all these... Look at all these things and all the art from local artists. I don't make enough money. Why don't you just start an OnlyFans? All right, I'll let it play.
So we take that work home with us on the evenings, on the weekends. So getting a second job is just really not possible.
The St. Clair School District said in a statement it was notified of the posts by an individual not affiliated with the school. The statement goes on to say the district immediately retained legal counsel for assistance due to the sensitivity of the matter and to protect the integrity of the investigation.
Our handbook policies are very vague and they just say something about, like, represent yourself well. Did I violate that? I feel like that's a matter of opinion.
Once this gained so...
I was going to let it play, but that can't go unanswered. Let's listen to this one more time.
Retained legal counsel for assistance. The statement goes on to say the district immediately retained legal counsel for assistance due to the sensitivity of the matter and to protect the integrity of the investigation.
Our handbook policies are very vague and they just say something about, like, represent yourself well. Did I violate that? I feel like that's a matter of opinion.
Once
Is it? Is it a matter of opinion? Let's just take 2 seconds to explore this. You yourself were hiding it because it was shameful, and now you're surprised that they're not okay with it. It seems like it's not a matter of opinion. It seems like you actually knew. You gotta be shitting me with this, lady. Are you crazy?
Handbook policies are very vague and they just say something about like represent yourself well. Did I violate that? I feel like that's a matter of opinion.
Okay, let's say it's a matter of opinion, which it's not, but let's say it is. It's your opinion. You agree with it. You did not pass out flyers in your classroom for your porn business. You didn't go to your, like, hey, everyone at the staff meeting, hey, here's my pornography. You knew it. So it's, even if it is a matter of opinion, which it isn't, but even if it is, it's your opinion too. You agree with it. This crazy lady. Dude, this is killing me. This lady is just out of her freaking mind. Let's move on. There's plenty more tomfoolery. Even though we haven't finished this newscast, I think we've gotten all we can get out of this. Oh. All right, later, Bog. That's my brother, by the way, you guys, in case you didn't know. Swamp Johnson and Bog Johnson. All right. We got the base level 1 because she was a woman. I think that we gotta add another base level. There's always a half a point if OnlyFans is involved. How about that? Anytime OnlyFans is involved, there's already an automatic half a point. This woman complaining about, I can't believe they fired me for making porn. It's a, who's to say what's right, even though I hid it because I knew it wasn't right. So let's go up to a, what do you say, 2.5 or a 3? Around there. Let's do I always have to restrain myself because after you see so much tomfoolery, you just want to say every single one of them is a 5 out of 5 because you just get so tired of it. It's the tiresome. It's also tiresome. You become that guy who shoots the climate protesters because you're just like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. What? Get out of here. But we'll try to be fair. And actually, you know, because this involves pornography and being a high school teacher, you know what? I think it's actually fair to put it up to about a 4. I mean, it involves kids and pornography, so actually, I think 4 is about a solid. That's a fair rating, right? I think that's fair. For the High Council of Tomfoolery, we'll rate it a 4. I think that's a good one. All right, let's clear the slate. Moving on. Queer school board member Sarah Davis at SL Public Schools cries and scolds parents because they spoke up about not wanting books with gender ideology themes in their kids' classroom. So, school board meeting, which we've seen a lot of these types of videos over the last 2 years, where the parents go in and they start reading from the book that is allowed in the school, apparently, and they go, "Well, that's inappropriate. You can't read that in here. That's blah, blah, blah." And then when they try to get them banned, they say, "Well, you're being anti-LGBTQ." And I was like, "Well, okay. Well, if being anti-LGBTQ means I don't want my kids to see porn, then I am an anti-LGBTQ." But here is a woman who's on one of these school boards, and she makes a very emotional appeal to explain to us why we're all just bigots. You know, we're all just bigots. And she's right. Her and her wife with their kid are the ones who are right. So I gotta say, I'm not sure she's gonna make a compelling argument. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Oh, come on, Twitter. Elon, load. Let's try it again. Refresh. All right, here we go.
Moment to speak about some of the comments that came in during open forum. I've been very open about my queer identity. My wife and I have 2 kids. Have a first grader who goes to school here. Queer people exist. We're here. We're going to continue to be here. And there's going to continue to be books in our community and in our schools reflecting our identity. I respect your religious beliefs. And also, as a queer person in a marginalized community, I would hope and expect solidarity. Muslim communities have been historically marginalized, and so have queer communities. And it is disappointing in St. Louis Park to have this come up. I don't have all the words. I'm thinking about my child. I'm thinking about what it would feel like for him if I said that having a book about a concept of 2 dads, he has 2 moms, is troubling. Urging children to engage with their gender identity, with the idea that my wife and I exist, that our family exists, is not controversial. Limiting access for children to books is not going to protect them from the fact that I exist in this world and that my family exists in this world. So I'm willing to engage in this conversation, but understand I'm not going anywhere. My family's not going anywhere, and
There's so many things through all of that can be addressed. The first thing, and this is going to be the most painful one, okay? My wife and I have a kid. And what do I tell that kid? You know, when you act like this isn't normal. Here's the hard truth. You put that kid in that situation because you and your wife didn't have a child. 2 ladies did not make a child. You brought this child into this. And yes, you're now unfortunately in this situation where because it's illogical. A child knows that it's illogical. And they're going to hear it from other people, and now you're in this awkward situation, as you put it. What about how this I feel about I'm telling my kid about this. That's your sin. lady. That's not anybody else's. You have forced that into being. Which then that's the most that's the top of the painful pyramid. Then you go down a level, and we've always exist. We've always exist. Yes. So has murder and rape. We continue to exist. Of course, sure, great for you, good for you. Sinners will always exist. I don't. What? Wow, am I just supposed to be taken aback? Like, oh my gosh, they're always going to exist. No way, really? You're oh shit! I had no idea that you were going to always exist. Now take responsibility for what you've done, okay, in your life. Is that too much to ask? You've chosen a lifestyle that is counter to nature, is counter to societal norms, which is a term I don't even like, but this term that they like a lot. Okay. You reap what you sow, lady. What do you want? I don't understand. We're always going to exist. Good for you. I also don't like AIDS, but it exists. I don't understand how is that an argument? The tomfoolery is beyond comprehension. But don't worry. There's more.
I hope that we can find solidarity because diversity and inclusion and equity are critical and foundational to this district. It's part of the reason I choose to live in this community. It's part of the reason I choose to serve on this board. I'm not going anywhere. And getting rid of books that talk about me and my family.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion has always been a lie because she says the false statement, I'm okay with your religious beliefs. Are you, Karen? Are you? Because my religious beliefs are what is telling me that you shouldn't be talking to my children. I'm totally okay with that. Are you? You're not. And as soon as you stop lying about that, we'll be able to have a clear conversation. Oh, I believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion. No, you don't. You don't. Because no one can. It's a nonsensical position. When you have 4 different ideologies that all contradict with each other, you can't say, I stand for diversity, equity, and inclusion. They don't work together. But you know what? Maybe if she cries some more and says, we'll always be here, that things will change. Sure. You're killing it, or Sarah Davis. You're killing it. Please continue.
Is not going to change that.
And that's not what we're trying to do.
So I want you to know what it feels like as a queer parent to sit here and listen to that and to hear and to think about what my child's experience might be at school, to say that other children have to not be exposed to their family. Because you know what? He talks about it in circle time at school, or he should feel like he can. He presents our family in a picture of...
And again, this is the thing. I don't understand this, how they don't get this. Imagine how it makes my kid feel. He can't talk about his moms in circle time. You're taking the wrong message from this. Why would you do that to a child? This isn't on everybody else. It's on you. You chose to do with your arrogance. I know better than nature. I know better than everything that's ever existed before me. You've now put your child in a situation where he has to sit around his peers and they go, huh? You got 2 moms? That doesn't make sense. But no, it's everyone else's problem. It's everyone else's fault who lives in the real world, in reality, in the laws of nature. Do you know what it's like for my kid? You know what? I really do 100% genuinely feel bad for your kid. Because of what you've put him through. I mean, that ain't right. That is not right. But no, it's everyone else's fault. Everyone else is at fault. Sure.
Our family at school, he has 2 moms. He already gets made fun of for having 2 moms. We don't need to talk about excluding books from our schools that reflect that identity. And so I'm going to leave it at that. But that was very difficult. I understand and appreciate the respect that you tried to show, but I want you to understand how that is received as a queer person on this board, a queer mom with kids in the school.
And we're not trying to do that. And we respect everyone.
And this is the problem. All right, here we go. Let's hear the reaction. This is a major problem.
And we're not trying to do that. And we respect everyone like we said. We're just trying to protect our kids, and we believe in our religion, and we're going to stick to that.
You just gave her everything she wanted. Look at this woman's face. So this person just said, and we're not trying to do that. We're trying to respect everybody. You just gave her what she wanted. What this lesbian wanted, you just gave her exactly what she wanted. Look, watch it. Watch what happens.
Received as a queer person on this board, a queer mom with kids in the school.
And we're not trying to do that. And we respect everyone like we said. We're just trying to protect our kids, and we believe in our religion, and we're going to stick to that.
I'm not going to engage with that right now. This is not what
She won. She won. This lesbian just won the argument right there. And she knows that she won it in the way that she acts. She knows that she just won the argument. And this has been happening for far too long. I've somehow lost the thread of tomfoolery, and now we're just going off and ranting about ideology and psychology, I guess. But this has been happening for far too long. Look at the second you do this. Look at her. She knows that she just won the argument. She knows that she's playing on your desire. I don't even know what religion, but she keeps saying religious. I'm going to assume Christian. Your desire to be a decent person. And she knows how to manipulate that. Because for far too long, people who want to be decent people allow themselves to just get shit all over by these psychotic people. Well, are you sure? I thought you were a decent person. And then you respond with, whoa, I am a decent person. You know what? Maybe you should be able to shit on the sidewalk in San Francisco, because I don't want to be mean. I'm trying to be a decent person. Telling you, she knew she won right then and there. Look at, even though this woman is trying to say that, and here's, no, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to you. This is why I disagree. She knew she won it right there. I mean, again, watch this. She knew she won this, and she did win it right at the end. The capitulation. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. She did not give a crap about disrespecting you. She just disrespected the shit out of you through the entire 2.5 minutes that she was talking. She didn't care about disrespecting you. And then you come in, well, we didn't mean to disrespect anybody. That's when you lose. Because she did mean to disrespect you, and she did, and you accepted it. Let's play it again. For the tomfoolery scale.
With kids in the school.
And we're not trying to do that. And we respect everyone like we said. We're just trying to protect our kids, and we believe in our religion, and we're going to stick to that.
I'm not going to engage.
Yeah.
No, this is not the forum.
Thank you very much.
Respectfully add on that. I would love to just add without having her.
Can we?
feel like she's
Well,
being attacked.
can we have a conversation after? We're just. This is not the time for a back and forth.
Okay, again, you see it? You see it? It's obvious. It's right there in front of your face. And if you're going to ignore it, it's your problem. This woman just went off for about 3 minutes, about 3.5 minutes, calling you, if you disagree with her, calling you a terrible person. How you're a bad person. You suck. And then when she stops, what gets brought up? Well, we didn't want to offend you. Oh, wow, we're really sorry about that. And then, well, hey, someone says, I'd like to address that. And they go, no, this isn't the right forum for that. What? Well, then if this isn't the forum for that, why did you let this other lady talk? Why'd you let the lesbian talk then? If this isn't the forum for this, she went off. She went off. Am I not entitled to a response? Apparently not. Because you capitulate every single time and you say, well, I don't want to be rude. Okay, she told me how she feels. She has the right to that. So do you. Tell her how you feel. If you disagree with that, say it. And if they won't let you, you say, in their own language, you're discriminating against me. You can't, you let her go off for 3 minutes. I need to say something too. But here we are. This is where we got to. Go back in time to the 90s and listen to every single person that was considered a psycho say, the gay people, they just want equal rights. And all those people who said that this is going to lead to all these other things, and everyone said they're crazy. Yeah, that's insane. That's never going to happen. You owe them all an apology, because that's the world we live in now. The capitulation. That's the problem. Stop it. Stop it. Now on to something equally hilarious. I guess, shit. We got to give it the tomfoolery rating, right? Let's crank the tunes. Crank the tunes, and so we got a woman. Baseline tomfoolery level 1. Lesbian, I think, in any LGBTQ, I guess, should actually deserve a base level of half a point. No matter what. So lesbian, gay, trans, whatever, the LGBTQ plus AI two-spirit, faggot community, whatever it is, gets half a point. Which says something about women, because they get a full point. But, you know. All right. Then let's give it let's see, another point for, again, this involves children. This woman's on a school board and has children. See, when children are involved, to me, it shoots it up. It shoots it up the scale. This might be the highest tomfoolery rating we have because, as I ranted about, what are you doing? My kid has to experience this. Yeah, that's your fault. You put this kid in the situation. He didn't ask to be put in it. You did this. I think we got to get up to the highest 4.5. I think it gives us a 4.5. Sarah Davis gives us a 4.5 rating on the tomfoolery scale. The highest rating tonight, I think. But we've got, let's see. We've been going for 2 hours. Let's do 2 more. And I probably won't rant as much. Those 2 really irritated me. The OnlyFans teacher and the Sarah Davis one, I was actually all day raring to go on talking about that. That really pissed me off. But the other ones are actually genuinely hilarious in a really classic tomfoolery way. So let's clear the scale. Sarah Davis gets a 4.5, the highest level we've had so far. Let's clear the scale. Or apparently we didn't clear the scale. Hey, this is brand new. I'm trying to work it. Here we go. All right, cleared the scale. It'll be better as we go. A transgender individual explains at a TED Talk. You remember TED Talks? TED Talks used to be something awesome. You listen to the TED Talk and you listen to someone explain about how Hanson Robotics had just created, this robot that could walk around that escaped a lab and was like amazing technology. And now TED Talks are a transgender person explaining that not being able to use their own bathroom that they want is a literal genocide. And I'm not saying that I'm saying as a literal genocide. No, it is, quote, in their words, for transgender individuals who have been denied equal access to bathrooms at work, there is a 59% suicide rate. 59%. And again, like I said about Sarah Davis, isn't that a you problem? Haven't you created something that... Because this isn't normal. Anyway, TED Talk. And you're going to be shocked. What? Look at this. You're going to be shocked with these shoulders. This is not a biological woman. It's crazy. The linebacker shoulders, not a lady. This is a trans lady. You probably couldn't have you didn't see that coming, but it's a trans lady. So here's a TED Talk about how not allowing them to use the bathrooms they want, I guess, it's your fault that people are killing themselves. I don't know. I think mental illness is the reason. Anyway, I'm not the expert. She is the expert. It's a TED Talk.
Most of you, using a public bathroom is pretty straightforward. You have the urge to go. You get up and walk into a designated restroom, no questions asked. You do your business. Hopefully wash your hands and continue on your day. However, for the transgender community, that isn't always the case. In the past year, 16 states have considered restricting bathroom usage to biological sex at birth. These bills, in essence, will ban the transgender community from using the restroom of which they identify with. And if you choose to go against these laws and get caught, you will be fined and in some instances, even imprisoned. To push these unjust bills forward, conservative foundations have been running TV ads depicting men going into women's restrooms to harass women and children. They claim that by allowing transgender people to use the restroom of which they identify with, it will enable men to legally go in and harass women and children in the restroom. The facts, anti-discrimination protections covering gender identity have been around for years, and there is no evidence to suggest that they lead to attacks in public facilities. The disappointing truth about these...
It's really... You know what? There's only 30 seconds left. I was going to already tear this apart because this is ridiculous, but you know what? Ladies first. I'm going to be respectful of the ladies first. I'm sorry. Ma'am, please continue.
These bills, they really only hurt the transgender community, which is already striking out. In a study done by the Williams Institute, it was found that 42% of transgender women age 18 to 96 will attempt suicide in their lifetime. For transgender men, the rate is even higher at 46%. If that statistic isn't bad enough, I have one more to show you. For transgender individuals who have been denied equal access to bathrooms at work, there is a 59% suicide rate. These bills cause unjust hardship on the transgender community.
All right, I think we're gonna have to do a stream sometime where we just listen to this person's entire speech because damn. there's so many things. First of all, let's pull this up again. Let's, where was that, come on, where's that other shot? Hang on. Hey. Does this, how do I say this on YouTube? Does this look like the profile of a woman? I mean, just right off the bat. I mean, let's not even, before we get into discussing any of the insane shit that this guy just said. Does this look does this look like the profile of a woman? Like this is something I've been leaning more and more on recently. Is I realize I've gotten too into the weeds of arguing about this transgender stuff, and actually, in doing so, you're lending some credence to what they're saying because you're arguing their points. Bruh. Is this a lady? We don't need to get into the weeds on this. Anybody who just let's remove all of this nonsense that we've been programmed, not us, but the gender cult's been programmed into. If I showed you this, what am I looking at here? What am I looking at? That's a dude, my dude. And especially, I mean, Jesus Christ. With some broad shoulders. I mean, damn. And you're telling me that there is an entire audience at TED Talk, this TED conference, who are sitting there listening to this person, and they are all in the folie à deux. I mean, they're all in this madness together. Every single one of them is agreeing this is a lady. You've got to be shitting me. There's so many things that I could go through to tear apart this ridiculous stuff that this dude just said. All these statistics. You could go through and you could tear down all these, which has been done many times. I mean, you can go watch really any Matt Walsh video and see the how this has all been torn down. The statistics are completely torn down. But even before Matt Walsh, before anyone even knew who Matt Walsh was, you had Bearing, classic YouTubers taking down the feminist nonsense, like 10 years ago. How are we going back? It's remarkable. I get caught up in it too sometimes, where I want to actually discuss those statistics and debate the idea if a man can actually have, a man's brain can be in a woman's body or whatever. That is so nonsensical that you shouldn't even argue the point. Bruh. Look at you. Look at you. It does not matter how many people you get to look at you and say, that's oh, that's great. And you have all these TED Talk people, they clap like little trained seals. It doesn't matter. Your shoulders are still broader than mine. And I'm no slouch. I'm 6'1" without boots. All right. In bare feet, I'm 6'1". And I'm no slouch, okay? This guy's got broader shoulders than me. We gotta stop entertaining these insane arguments. Well, what if I feel like, hey, I don't give a fuck about how you feel? Are you crazy? Yes, you are crazy. Well, I feel that maybe I should have my dick cut off. Well, for your own safety, we should restrain you and put you in a padded room before you cut your own dick off, because that's insane. That is insane. That is crazy talk. We got to go back like 40 years and believe me, there's plenty of things. I could say we could go back. If we really wanted to have the conversation, we could go back to the Civil War and start over and fix a lot of things. But if we're going to fix this, let's just go back like 40 years and let's fix this, because this is insane. If a man in makeup walks up to you and says he wants to cut his genitals off, you may be nice to them. You may be a calm voice, talk to them, but you're going to be guiding them towards a place where you're going to restrain them. And you're going to try to figure out why that man wanted to cut his genitals off. You're not going to then put them on a stage in front of a bunch of people and have them say, I couldn't piss in the girl's bathroom, so I wanted to kill myself. That's ridiculous. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. So, obviously, tomfoolery scale here. This dude doesn't get the 1 point for being a woman because he's not a woman. But he gets the half point for the LGBTQ thing. But I'm starting to question that whole thing I set up. I mean, I think tranny at least deserves a 1.5 point. You know, right? I mean, I would think. So it's so we'll get it up to 2. Claiming fake statistics and all this stuff. Oh, thank you, sir. Men are from Mars. Trans women are from Mars. That is very true. Actually, write that shit down. It is absolutely true. Super Chat Jukebox. Oh, for some reason. There we go.
There's something about MAGA country, play it over again. We got make America great again.
That's the thing that we should write down. It should be on a T-shirt. Men are from Mars. Trans women are also from Mars. All right, let's go back. The tomfoolery scale. I don't want to abuse the tomfoolery scale. So we got the half, and we got the extra point. Let's say, and then just the assertion in general that what this dude actually said was not being able to use the bathroom that you want at work results in a 56 or 59%, whatever it was, suicide rate in trans people. That's some wild shit. That is insane. We all used to know that if you said something like that, you looked at them and go, wow. You couldn't piss where you wanted to, so you're going to kill yourself? You're insane. So, let's go, it's not involving kids like the other one was. So let's say, it's a solid 3. Solid 3. I think the Tomfoolery Council has convened and we've dubbed it a solid 3. I think that's all right. It's a good one. All right, let's clear the tomfoolery scale and go to the final tomfoolery of the night. I've got several pulled up, so let's see which one we're going to go to for the... Oh, crap. I just closed the one I was trying to pull. Open the tab. Where is it? All right, some of these are going to have to hold until next week, but this is the one that I think is the way to close out the final tomfoolery for the evening. Pour your last drink, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, delicious. Make sure you've liked the stream. Check out the Christmas merch. Join the Discord. Yada, yada, yada. This is an interesting one. I don't know if anyone remembers, and you would be forgiven if you don't remember, Megan Rapinoe. Or as some people incorrectly call her, Megan Rapinoe. Who was the soccer player with the stupid hair, who was the lesbian, who complained about pay and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. So her last game that she played, she was injured in like the first, I don't know, minute or whatever of the game. And she wasn't able to play anymore. But it was supposed to be her last game, which no one cared about because no one ever cared about Megan Rapinoe with her stupid purple hair and her arrogant attitude. But again, that could mean any number of 1 million people because that doesn't narrow it down at all. But this is what she had to say about this. So she was playing and she was injured very early on in her last game. And this is what she had to say about it. And the tomfoolery here might actually top the scale because this is... Why would you... I don't know. Let's just play it. Megan Rapinoe, the soccer player, couldn't play her last game. Let's hit it. Or we'll hit it when I put the sound back on, since apparently the sound has been screwed up. All right, here we go.
This is a long one, although I'm gonna get the Aaron Rodgers treatment, whatever that is. So I'm gonna be calling him or whoever did his surgery because we need to speed this up. But yeah, I thought about it a little bit. I mean, you know, I'm not a religious person or anything, and if there was a God, like this is proof that there isn't. This is up. So yeah, it's just because like 6 minutes in, eat my Achilles. I mean, what the and this is a long one, although
So if you didn't catch what was just said here, and there's a lot of there's a lot of layers to break down here. So she injured herself very early on into her last game. I guess she was going to retire or whatever. And she said what she said was, "I've never been a religious person, but if I was, this would prove that there is no God." So she went to play a game, was injured. And what she's saying is, if I was a religious person, this would prove that there is no God. What a what a nonsensical statement. So, and obviously we're not going to debate theology because she's obviously an atheist. We're going to debate her theology. You know, she's an atheist. But the arrogance and the lack of understanding to say such a thing is remarkable. I wanted something. It didn't happen. So if I was religious, it proves that there isn't a God. That's what she just said. Does anybody see any issues with this statement? The arrogance. I didn't get exactly what I wanted. So if I did believe in God, he doesn't exist. When a lot of people who do believe in God are claiming this is proof of God because he was smiting her. But that's a different comical way to look at it. But what a bizarre, arrogant thing to say. It's why would someone say that unless they were like Megan Rapinoe, where her entire world revolves around her and what she wants, and then therefore everything else revolves around her and what she wants. She was involved in the nonsense that resulted in splitting pay between the male soccer team and the female soccer team, which anyone with half a brain would know that is stupid beyond comprehension. Because if you don't like soccer, fine. It's like saying that the NFL has this female league and they feel like they deserve as much as the male league. It's illogical. It makes no sense. The arrogance involved to say that, well, I deserve this. Do you? Or do you deserve to have your shit rocked? I don't understand. Here, let's play it. Let's play it again. Because if you didn't know who this woman is or what we're talking about here is, she's injured and she was responsible for, in U.S. men's soccer, them having to split the pay with the women, which makes no sense considering they make all the money. And they're having to split it 50-50, which is retarded. So there's already that arrogance, but then the arrogance of just a slight against God, where you go, I get it, you're an atheist, fine. But this is just a hell of a thing to say. It's really bizarre.
And this is a long one, although I'm gonna get the Aaron Rodgers treatment, whatever that is. So I'm gonna be calling him or whoever did his surgery because we need to speed this up. But
There you go.
I thought about it a little bit. I mean, I'm not a religious person or anything. And if there was a God, like, this is proof that there isn't. This is up. So yeah, it's just up because like 6 minutes in, eat my Achilles. I mean, what the and this is a
So Achilles tendon 6 minutes in. This is proof that there isn't a God. And this isn't, I'm not going to make the argument about God. I'm making an argument about the arrogance, the absolute arrogance of this, because it's well documented in world history that when someone gets their shit rocked right into the middle of something they're doing, they actually turn to God. They actually find God because of that, because they found that their hubris and their arrogance was shut down. And they say, well, maybe I'm not as great as I thought I was. Maybe there's something else out there, right? And the irony that she's saying it's about her Achilles tendon, that's a whole other thing, Achilles, but most normal people who aren't arrogant as shit, when something like this happens to them, they say, I should have some introspection, or like, they have some kind of maybe I'm not God moment, you know? They say, well, maybe I'm not the creation of all that is holy. But no, she doesn't have that. She goes, this proves that God doesn't real. It proves that God isn't real. Fuck that guy. The arrogance. So if we take it to the tomfoolery scale, we already got the base level 1 because she's a woman. But we already got the half point from the LGBTQ thing. So we got that. I think that maybe we should add a standard half point for just any atheist in general. And maybe there's some in the audience that'll be upset about that. But I think Yeah, at least like a half point, just a baseline half point for atheists. So that's already just from baselines. That's 2 points. The whole thing about she's comparing herself to Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the arrogance of that's half a point. Being a woman playing soccer. I mean, I actually like soccer. I do. I enjoy soccer, but most Americans don't give a shit about it. No one really cares about soccer in the U.S. So that's another half a point right there. I mean, because how can you be that arrogant from the United States while you're a woman playing soccer? No, America doesn't even care about men who play soccer, so let alone a woman. So that's another half a point. So we're up to 3 now. I mean, that's obviously there. And I think PRD is right. You got to give half a point for the whole lesbian with colored hair. I mean, that's definitely worth a half a point. I mean, the moronic, oh, I got stupid colored hair. Definitely there. Is that where we ended? Or is there there's got to be a little, let's say, well, this is kind of unrelated to the clip, but she also said that when asked what her favorite moments, like she would remember about playing soccer, she said it was because of her activism. So she's really proud of the fact that she's stealing money from the men who are actually doing a good job and actually make the money and giving it to people who... She's kind of a good commie. And any good commie deserves at least a half a point. So let's go to 4. Right, that seems reasonable. And I just don't like this bitch. So that results in a 5 out of 5. I also just don't fucking like her at all. So you add the swamp feeling meter on top of the tomfoolery meter. I think this gives us a 5 out of 5. Honestly. Stupid hair lesbian communist who plays women's soccer plus the swamp meter of bullshit. That's a 5 out of 5. For sure. I would be hard pressed to find something that's more of a 5 out of 5. I mean, maybe you disagree, but I think that's it. I think we got it. So let's clear the scale. This has been a great Tomfoolery Tuesday. Thank you, Nor, for the super chat. Of course, if you haven't, like the stream. Check out the Christmas merch. The piece of merch I think is the best that I've ever made. The Meme Wars 2 Jan 6 Boogaloo. Those have actually been flying off the shelves, which is fucking awesome. The thought that there's some guys out there with the Jan 6 Boogaloo poster next to their gun rack. Love it. That's fantastic. Definitely down with it. The Swamp Pom Pom beanies. That was one of the first things. That was one of the first pieces of merch I ever had 2 years ago, and got rid of it and brought it back. But that was gone back to be a good seller. So if you get them, send me pictures, man. We'll show them on the Friday show. The palate cleanser, you guys. We gotta have a palate cleanser to end the show. I know exactly what I wanted to play, and I don't know if you guys noticed this. Is the new Chrome? Well, no, it's not new, but over the last 2 updates of Chrome, they refresh all your tabs. I don't know. It's a pain in the ass. So I keep having to pull these things up. Here we go. I found it. All right. As a palate cleanser, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Swamp. I hope you've had a great Tomfoolery Tuesday. Here is American Psycho, I guess is yeah, American. I couldn't remember. American Psycho using AI to make it Pixar's American Psycho. Freaking hilarious. Gotta have the palate cleanser, you guys. We're gonna do this at the end of every stream. We gotta have the palate cleanser. You know, we all just experienced the worst shit of our lives. So let's get a palate cleanser. And you can already see right there. It's gonna be hilarious, man. Let's hit it.
Meet Patrick Bateman.
I work on Wall Street.
Look at that.
Picked them up from the printers yesterday.
People love him.
You look nice today.
Silly.
And he loves people too.
Another martini, Paul.
To the death.
Right there, the reservation at Dorkin now, you fucking stupid bastard!
He is American.
Really?
And he is a psycho. American Psycho.
Stop that!
Meet.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Huh? You know? If you didn't like it, then add it to the Tomfoolery list. Oh, that's pretty funny. And just because this was shown, this is right. I liked this post apparently, and it was right next to the other, right next to the American Psycho one. Metal Gear has been all over my feed on Twitter because I've been liking a bunch of posts because in the lead up to the Master Collection release. Dude, that's some badass art, man. I would actually, if this guy sold this as a print, I would buy it and frame it and put it up. Metal Gear, man. That's some good stuff. Classic Otacon and Snake. Good stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Swamp. I hope you had a good time. Make sure you hit like. If you're listening to this later, leave a comment. I don't know why you would stay around this long if you were listening to it later, but stay wicked, my friends, and I'll see you guys next time.